storm, just so sublime. Fishing for stories beyond time. Walk the trails far and wide with the stars by your side.
Hello, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be doing a chicken noodle soup, and it's inspired by Brad Leone. Go and check him out on YouTube. Seen it the other day and I thought, yeah, it's a great idea. It's something warming, especially for the winter months. And so it's quite an easy recipe, but we are going to make our own chicken stock or broth for the soup, and then we're going to add the vegetables after it's been simmering for a while. And let's go through it. So for the stock, the vegetables that we're going to use just for the stock is we're going to get some carrots. I've got 3 carrots. I'm going to use some thyme, or if you've got any dill, use dill. Some mushrooms, got 4 there, 2 onions. I'm going to probably chop that in half, about half a piece. So really for the stock, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to chop that in half though. So what's that, about 2.5 inches, let's say, of ginger, 3 garlics, 3 stems of washed celery, and also throw in, because it's for the stock, throw in the leaves as well. Make sure you get the celery leaves, throw all that in. So that's the vegetable part of the stock. And now we'll get on to what's going to go in for the meat, and to give us some of that, basically, the thick. We want some of that, what do they call that? Mrs. B's with me here.
Gelatin.
Like the gelatin from the bones. So we're going to put some chicken in there. I'll show you what I'm going to put in. So let me just get these off the board and I'll come back. So for the meat, and to bring that gelatin to the broth, to the stock, going to put in the whole chicken. This is going to simmer for about 30 minutes, and then we're going to take the meat off the bone and then put the carcass back into the actual stock. So that meat is going to be what we're going to use for the actual chicken noodle soup. And also, just to help it along, we're going to be using a kilo of chicken wings as well, just to help it along. So the kilo of chicken wings, that's going to stay in there. Again, we're going to pick the meat off the bone once that's cooked, but that's going to stay in there for the duration. About 3 hours of simmering to make a nice, decent stock. So definitely make sure you've got enough time in the day. But when I watched Brad on his, he said that you could make this and freeze it for like 3 to 6 months anyway. So you could make the stock well in advance and then just use the simple veg, which we'll get onto. So yes, I've got to put all this in the pan. I'll show you it, and then fill it up with water to make sure it covers everything that's in the pan. Okay, so the veg is all got in the pan, and the thyme. As you can see, it's roughly chopped. The onions, leave the skin on. Just leave it all on, because you're just going to be boiling this down to nothing, so it doesn't really matter. They're all just broken in half. You see, it's just roughly chopped and stuff. So yeah, and all the leaves are in there. So next bit is to get these chicken wings in. Make sure you've been washing your hands as well at all times with this. You don't want to be getting that chicken juice on anything else. Okay, chicken wings are in, and now put that whole bird in there. All I've got to do now is fill it up with water, get it to a simmer. Like I say, in about 30 minutes after it's been simmering, take out this chicken and take the meat off the bone. So let's move on to the next bit. Right, so whilst your stock is on its way, start prepping your veg for what's going to go in your soup after the 3 hours of that simmering. So what I'm saying is, if you prep your carrots first, get all these peelings and the tops and tails into your stock pan. Make use of that. There's nothing else really, unless you use something else that's going to go in there. Because I'm not gonna put any more onion peeling, but I'm gonna use onions in the final soup. So just saying, use that up in your stock. So with your carrots, all we've done is sliced them. We've used about 6 carrots for this. This is the bit where you just go off and do your own recipe really, but I'm just gonna add sliced carrots. I'm going for 6. You might want 2 in it, you might want 1, you might want none. So yeah, this is just the way I'm doing this. I'm going to be using some green beans. Just got to top and tail these, throw all them in. So yeah, that's a nice big handful of green beans to go in. So we've got the mushrooms, and all I've done there is slice them. So done the carrots, done the mushrooms, trimmed the green beans. All I've got to do now is the garlic and the onions, and we're going to add a little, well, one red chili pepper. Okay, so I'm going to be using 5 cloves of garlic. All you got to do is bash these up and then mince them up, and that's going to go in the soup mix. Going to use a single red pepper, and these are they're not hot at all. So same idea, just get these finely sliced. So we're going to add 2 onions to the soup. So I'm just going to do what Brad did. He just cut his onion straight down the middle, and he just did them quite chunky. Just did chunky bits, so going to follow his suit really. Chunky bits of onion, just like that. Also, not forgetting to add the celery. So we slice up the celery and we'll add this to the vegetables for the end soup. Okay, so all the veg prepped. That's going to be your big your chunks, along with your chicken and your noodles to finish off the soup at the end. So that's just ready now. So all we've got to do now is wait that 30 minutes for it to simmer for 30 minutes, take the chicken out, get the meat off the bone, put the carcass back in, and then about another 2.5 hours simmering, and then I'll come back and we'll serve it. So we're at the simmering stage now, so simmer this for 30 minutes, and tell you what, the aroma is superb. So this is just started to get to the simmer now. So 30 minutes, and I'll check that chicken, and if it's ready, it'll come out, and you'll take the meat off the bone and put the carcass back in. Okay, so the chicken has now been in the pan like 40 minutes for this one. So what we've got to do now is take the meat off the bone and put the bones back in the pan and let it simmer for about another 2.5 hours. So I put all the carcass and bones back in. Like I say, get this to a simmer again, another 2.5 hours. So we've strained all the veg and the chicken bones out of it. Now we've got the veg that's going in for the actual soup, and we're going to give that about 30 minutes. We'll check it with the carrots once the carrots are soft. So about 30 minutes on another simmer. Right, so we're all ready now for basically plating up. So after watching Brad Leone, he seasoned the bottom of his bowl, which I thought that's quite clever. So I'm going to put some black pepper into the bowl, and then put the noodles in, and then the soup, and then we're going to put the noodles, then the chicken, then the broth, the soup. So we've already cooked the noodles. So like I said before, your choice of noodles. You put in what you want to put in. We've gone for them. Is it udon? You call them udon noodles. So I'll just put a generous portion of noodles on top, and then add some the chicken. So it's up to you then, because you've got the chicken breast, you've got the thigh. You can have a mix. It's totally up to you what you want to put into. It's your stew. It's your soup. It's your broth. So you do as you see fit. So now all we need to do is add the stock. So all we're going to do now is add the broth over the top. Make sure you get a good mixture of all that lovely veg that you've basically cooked down, and that nice stock that you cooked down. And I think that looks really inviting. So you got a mixture there of everything. Let me just try and see if he's looking for the chilli on top. Just a bit more of a stock. I would say that is a cracking looking chicken noodle soup. Enjoy that now with a spoon, maybe some bread, but honestly, that'll warm you up during the winter months. And like I say, inspired by Brad Leone's chicken noodle soup. So hopefully now I'm going to go and enjoy that. What I will say is add seasoning as you go in, just to your taste. So I'm not telling you how much to put in. Just keep tasting, add the seasoning, and then just enjoy. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.
Cooking up a storm just so sublime, fishing for stories beyond time. Walk the trails far and wide with the stars by your side.